Hello, and welcome to another episode of Stress Less, Live More. I'm your host, Dr. Priyanka Vatva, and today we are diving deep into a topic that I'm sure all of us have struggled with at some point: procrastination. Yes, that sneaky little habit that makes us put off tasks until the very last minute. We have all been there, right? Whether it's delaying that work project, avoiding a difficult conversation, or even postponing our personal goals. Procrastination can creep into our lives in many ways. But today, we are not just going to talk about procrastination, we are going to tackle it head on with real examples, practical solutions, with a dash of positivity. Now, let's start with a little story. I remember a time when I was working on a major project at office. The deadline was looming, and despite knowing the importance of the task, I found myself doing everything but working on that project. Suddenly, cleaning my desk, organizing my emails, and even watering my plants seemed like top priorities. Sounds familiar, right? So, why do we do this? Why do we procrastinate? Well, there are a few common reasons: fear of failure, feeling overwhelmed, lack of motivation, and sometimes just the sheer habit of delaying tasks. But here's the good news: once we understand the root cause, we can start to address it. Let me share another example. A close friend of mine, let's call her Meera, had always wanted to start her own blog. She had brilliant ideas, a unique voice, and a passion for writing. Yet every time she sat down to write, she felt paralyzed. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months with no progress on her blog. Meera was overwhelmed by the thought of creating perfect content right from the start, and perfectionism was her enemy. So we worked together on breaking down her goal into smaller, manageable tasks. So instead of thinking about the entire blog, she focused on writing just one post. So instead of aiming for perfection, she aimed for progress. And guess what? Once she started writing that first post, the words flowed. She realized that the fear of not being perfect was holding her back. And by taking small steps and setting realistic goals, she overcame her procrastination and launched her blog. Now, let's talk about some strategies that can help you beat procrastination. And these are tried and tested methods that have worked for me, my friends, and many others. The first is the Pomodoro technique. This technique involves working for 25 minutes straight, followed by a 5-minute break. And after 4 cycles, take a longer break of 15 to 30 minutes. This helps in maintaining focus and prevents burnout. I use this method when I have a lot of writing to do. Knowing that I only need to focus for 25 minutes makes the task feel less daunting. Second, break tasks into smaller steps. Just like Meera did with her blog, breaking down a large task into smaller, manageable steps can make it less overwhelming. Instead of thinking about the entire project, focus on the first step, and once you complete that, move on to the next. Third is setting realistic goals. It's important to set achievable goals. Unrealistic expectations can lead to disappointment and further procrastination. So start with small, attainable goals and gradually increase the difficulty as you build confidence. Fourth is use positive reinforcement. Reward yourself for completing tasks. It could be something small like a cup of your favorite coffee or something bigger like a day off. Positive reinforcement can motivate you to keep going. Fifth, eliminate distractions. Identify what distracts you the most and find ways to eliminate those distractions. It could be turning off notifications on your phone, or creating a dedicated workspace, or setting boundaries with people around you. Sixth point, accountability partners. Having someone to hold you accountable can be a great motivator. Share your goals with a friend or family member and ask them to check in on your progress. This can create a sense of responsibility and encourage you to stay on track. Another personal story that is coming to my mind is when I was preparing for my speaking slot at the World Orphan Drug Congress. The enormity of the event and the responsibility of representing the rare disease sector in India weighed heavily on me. I found myself procrastinating, feeling that I wasn't ready or good enough. But then I remembered my own advice, like break it down, set realistic goals, and seek support. I started by outlining my speech, just the outline, and once that was done, I wrote the introduction. Piece by piece, my speech came together. I practiced in front of my friends and family, which really boosted my confidence. And by the time the event arrived, I was prepared and excited to share my message. So, dear listeners, if you find yourself procrastinating, remember that it's okay. It's a common struggle, but it's not insurmountable. By understanding why you procrastinate and implementing these strategies, you can overcome it and achieve your goals. So, before we wrap up, I would love to hear from you. What are some of the tasks you find yourself procrastinating on? How do you deal with procrastination? Share your thoughts and experiences with me on my Instagram handle PriyankaCares19. And remember, procrastination does not define you. You have the power to change your habits, take control of your time, and achieve your dreams. It's all about taking that first step, one small action at a time. So, thank you for tuning in to Stress Less Live More. If you found today's episode helpful, click the link given in the description to join my VIP Fast Track bundle at zero cost, which will give you access to more interesting and insightful content like this. Your support means the world to me and helps this podcast reach more people who might benefit from our discussions. So until next time, stay positive, stay motivated, and remember to stress less, live more. Bye.